Good evening. It's Sunday night. I'm Teddy, and it's February 1st. Yeah, Night Talk. So come on in and join me. The Grammys are on, and who has won so far? I believe it's Kendrick Lamar. Let me just see here as I'm coming on myself. Yes, Kendrick Lamar adds another Grammy to his legacy with GNX Best Rap Album win. So I'm going to see if I can pull over any of these pictures of the Grammys, maybe some stills. Shout out to the mob, all my other bears, like all the Grizzlies and the Honey Bears. Please hit the like on your way in to the Bear Cave. We'll be on for maybe 45 minutes if I make it. How's everybody tonight? I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. I've got some paperwork I've been, you know, doing this evening along with some other things. Yeah. I see Jennifer, it's not me, Viva, and of course baby Juju and Vicky Black there in the chat. Maybe some folks are also in the bushes. It would be nice. Should we put an APB out? Maybe Jennifer to hear her. You know what? I kind of miss her giving input on a couple of things that I think she might have given us some insight. It's just interesting. A few things that she said, maybe more than a few, are kind of going on, or just in the background, maybe. I'll just say that. Yeah. Hmm. They are. Let's see. Oh, Jennifer. So now he's going to make us jealous. Not jealous, but like he's got this direct link to hear her. Says, I talk to her often, but I don't think she is really. Okay. Well, that's on her. Yeah. Well, maybe the next time you talk to her, just find out if she would want to. I know you said you don't think she's coming back, but if she would, just want to show up on a panel because people would love, I'm sure, to hear from her right now. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Phoebe said, I didn't know so many bad things happened to her. There's some things that I probably don't know. I know Jennifer knows. And of course, um, yes, the loss of, we always said, our Canadian friend. Yeah. And they were really close. And yeah, you know what? Hear her. I never had a beef with Hear Her. I, I just, I just never had one. I didn't. And she was kind of interesting to, maybe just listen to in the background. Um, when she was first targeted, I, I really wasn't listening to her. I wasn't. I was still doing my own thing, but especially during that time when she was there with So Deb and Jennifer, on her platform defending and just, really going through attacks, which she didn't do anything. Now, when I look back at those, initial videos, I'm talking about in the beginning, she simply asked a question. Yeah, McClurg, that hit her hard. That hit her very hard. It did. It did. Yeah, that was, yeah. You say, I know that she appreciates all of the love. Losing McClurg was hard on her, too, along with everything else. Yeah. Yeah. People do miss her. Yes. But she was one of the, well, after Nosy Whole Life left, you know, not on her own accord, after her channel was um, taken, because that's what it was. It was Tells, then I believe Cups, and Hear Her kind of along the same time. Yes. And she's just, I guess, was very outspoken. And her channel, once she did start her channel, people were listening to her. Yeah, she always could draw a crowd. She could. And I wasn't listening at the very beginning. Yeah. But I did, toward the end of 2023, 2024, around that time. Definitely 2023. At least here. She would join us from time to time and you know, come on to the panel, and we'd have a lot of fun. Yes, she had a very unique sounding voice. Yeah, she did. And she liked to sing. And I think that made it fun. It made it fun for everyone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And while I don't always, I don't agree with everything that anyone does. I'm talking about here on YouTube. Yeah, no one agrees with everything that I say either. I don't expect people to. But some people are interesting, you know, and especially when she would talk about certain subjects that would raise, you know, seem like the hairs on some people's neck. Hmm. Yeah. And her channel was growing faster and faster and faster. And in 2023, yeah, she did start off, she was talking about um, Legina Gold, Jaguar Wright, and that was kind of her lane at the time. She really picked up um, rapidly big audience when Jaguar Wright, was coming over to her channel, and you know, yeah, yes, because she caught the eyes of a lot of other larger, I think, content creators. Yeah, gave her a few shout outs. Hmm. And she had, yeah, she had a lot of interest following her at that time because the story was very interesting. It was. Hmm. And she was able to just come on and carry on with a panel discussion. And some people are very good at it, and she was. Yeah, she was very entertaining. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So what is this? One night recently, let's see what Jennifer's saying. She and I had a late night talking and listening to music because we like the same stuff. So you were on the phone singing, and neither one of you can sing, you say. Hmm. Yeah. It's not me, says Hear Her was talking too right. They couldn't stand it because it interfered with manipulating and control of other content creators and subs. Yes. She had no problem talking about um, anyone, but definitely she had no problem talking about Monica and, Kenya and Caitlin and, all that. And when we did on our platform, yeah, she'd bring it up. For some reason, that was like I didn't realize it at the time, not as much that I do now. That was certainly a lightning rod. It was. Hmm. Yeah. Juju says all the new content creators at that time seem familiar now. Yes. And she would tell you to hit the link, and she would tell you right then and there. Yeah, she had a lot of panel discussions on her channel. Yeah. Yeah. She was an independent thinker. I think that's what people really liked about her. Hmm? Yeah, yeah. And she was funny too. Yeah, she can make you laugh. Um, it's not me saying. If she came to visit us on YouTube, maybe she can visit us on Stationhead. Yeah, can't come. Yeah. You know what? If I were live right now on Instagram, sometimes from time to time she would listen in and hang out on Instagram. While I was live, I couldn't make, other platforms live. Yeah. Her singing was hilarious. Now, Jennifer, so you can tell us, how did you become, just refresh my memory or some of us who don't know how you and Hear Her became so close, if you care to share that with us. Yeah, I don't think she'd mind. Is she at the Grammy tonight for her singing? I'm looking at the Grammy Awards. I said I was going to try to pull it over. Let's see if I can do that. That's Queen Latifah and Kendrick Lamar. Hang on, let's see. Um, Let me just throw up just a banner real quick so I can get it correct. That way we can keep up with it. Hang on. Pull this back off. Yeah. Who's that? No, wait a minute. It's froze. I'll just put it on my side then. We'll go back to this. There. As we were saying, let me look at your comments. Let's see. I can tell you if you drop the link. All right, let's see. Let's copy that. All right. The link is dropped for Jennifer. And let's take this off. And while we are waiting for Jennifer to come up, because we like Jennifer on the platform. Yeah. Yay. All right. What is this? Is she at the Grammys? Oh, let's see. Is that you, Jennifer? There you are.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, so it all started on a Saturday evening, and I had been, in the YouTube streets. I had been, I had been in chats, since after All About the Tea ended. And so at that time, I really followed So Deb and Princess like the most. And but I knew that there were other things going on. And at this time, So Deb was already being attacked and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I didn't feel like people were standing up for him. And somehow it was late on a Saturday night and she came up in my algorithm. And there was only like, I don't know, like maybe 15 people in her chat. And she didn't have, I think she only had like 300 and some subscribers at that point. And so I went in there and I was like listening to her, and almost everything that she was saying, like, I was like, oh my God, like, this is exactly what I think. Like, she is like reading my mind. This is what I've been saying, but it feels like nobody is listening. And she's saying it. And so I was in the chat and she was like, well, if you want to come up and talk, and you come up and talk. I had never been on a panel. I did not know how to get up there, but I I had a few cocktails, and so I had a little liquid courage and I said, I'm going to figure this out. And I went up there and I was on the panel. Me, her, and Andrea were on the panel all night long until like the morning.
Wow.
And we had a great time. And so then I went back to her channel and she was like, hey, you're back, da 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 da. Well, so the next time I went back, I had found out that, well, the next time that I went back, she was already live and she was talking about Val. And Val and I had always been really, really cool. And so I was like, no, Val and not Val, da 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 da. And she and I, for quite a while, had a thing because she did not care for Princess. And I really, really did. Like, I really liked Princess. And so even once we were like cool, I mean, I would like defend Princess to her or whatever. But I don't know, Princess don't speak to me no more, even in chat, so whatever's whatever. But anyways, that day whenever she was saying something about Val, I was like, no, I just think that you have the wrong idea about Val. This is back when I was like young and dumb, as far as YouTube goes,
Okay.
and
Yeah, YouTube years.
yeah, this was my freshman YouTube year.
Yeah. Okay.
This was like pre-K actually.
All right.
And and I was like, no, you're wrong, not Val. And she was like, well, Jennifer, that's your opinion, but blah, blah, blah. Well, at that time, Val comes over into the chat. And instead of saying anything to hear her, Val says, Jennifer, I hear that you're over here talking about me. I was like, I'm over here defending you. What are you talking about? And she was like, well, they came over there and told me that you was over here talking about me and da 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 da. And I was like, well, I was not. And I was like, I think that you all could squash whatever's going on. I said, I'll go up on the panel with you, Val, if you want to go up there. And, if Hear Her doesn't mind. And Hear Her was like, that's fine. And I was like, I'll go up there with you. And I said, we can just squash this. I said, because I know that you all can work this out. This is me thinking that people could actually mediate things. Okay. Again, naive me. Okay. Well, Val wouldn't go up there. And so then instead, after that happened, and I'm like, where did that even come from? Because I was not talking bad about Val. Val then went and made a video, didn't say my name, but it was obvious that she was talking about me. Saying that like I was basically like two-faced, or I was a backstabber or something like that. I had never said nothing bad about her. So, but then I was like, oh, well, maybe Hear Her's right about her, because why would she even go and do that? And I've done absolutely nothing to this woman. We've always been cool because I knew her from So Deb's chat. Right. And so then I just kept going over there more and more. And I think that we had gotten to be pretty cool. At that time, her channel was new. She was getting, like, people, I think, were sending her stuff that some was true and some wasn't. So she was kind of trying to filter through it. And then I think that there were people that had been sent over there to befriend her, and so they could get information about her.
Right.
And, of course, then we didn't know how diabolical these people are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I had no idea. And so, like somebody, I didn't even realize it until later. And then I was told later, but there was like a sub that was in there that got assigned to me because I was supporting So Debonair, and then I was supporting Hear Her, and I was still supporting Princess at that time too, and someone was assigned to me.
Hmm.
And I was like cool with this person, but they became very crazy and stalkerish, and it was really, really weird. So finally I just kind of like blocked them because they were like a weirdo. And then they allegedly passed away. Um like, I don't know, it was a very strange situation.
Okay.
They allegedly passed, and then their daughter allegedly came on and became a subscriber of Trees, and the daughter did not like me. Well, I never had spoken to the daughter a day in my life, so I don't know. I think that it was the same person.
Hmm.
So, and then they finally just disappeared or left and came back as somebody else. Who knows? But anyway, so we started to get closer, and we would talk, and then um there were a few of us that got really, really close. Me and her and McClurg and um, Vicky, and then just a few other people who then left. Um, because it was really difficult back then because I think for her, she didn't know who she could trust.
Right.
And so it was kind of like, parsing through things. So sometimes, like, I mean, we got in a tiff one time and didn't talk for like a month. And but I have a mouth on me and she has a mouth on her, and we are both very stubborn. So if you say something to me and I don't like it, then I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna go off, and then I'm just be like, I'm done with you. And eventually I may come back around, but um sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. But she was mad at me too. So, and I mean, I don't even think it was over anything that serious. But sometimes it was really when everything was really on edge. Like they were really coming after her, they were really coming after me. We
Mm.
were both just on edge, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I didn't want to like leave because she defended me like hard from like day one. Just like she defended So Deb, and she was like, why isn't the way that he apologized good enough for you? If it's not good enough for you, it wasn't for you because he didn't owe you the apology. And so she always defended me, and that's just not something that I could forget. And then as time went on, we just got closer and closer and closer, and we just, you know,
Really bonded, huh?
yeah, we really like we talk about, like real life stuff. We love the same music. We are like 90s R&B and hip hop people. And so that night, whenever we was talking on the phone, we were playing, and I was like being the DJ, and I was like, okay, well, what do you want to hear? And she'd be like, well, play this. And so I play it. And we would just be singing, we were jamming, and she'd be like, okay, Jennifer, sing it. Knowing I cannot carry one single note. It is horrible. And you know how her singing is. So, if anybody would have been hearing us, they probably would have been absolutely tortured, but we were having a good time.
But I think people could tell, at least I could tell, that it was genuine. That's
Yeah.
why I said, like, how, that's why I asked you the question, maybe just for myself, because it would just be interesting to know how the two of you,
It was just
you
like
become close.
it was like kind of like circumstance, you know what I mean? And it was just, it was just kind of, I don't know, it was like just meant to happen, because we are so much alike in so many ways. And so it was just like we just clicked.
Yeah.
And it's not like you don't meet people like that, and even in normal life, you know what I mean?
Right.
Um and it was that way with me and McClurg too. And
Mm.
we always still joke around. Every time, me and Hear Her are talking, we'll be like, because Hear Her was like, oh my, whenever we were having that music night, she was like, oh, I wish McClurg was here. She's like, she would be like, I'm gonna fire me up another doobie. And she's like, and she'd
Mm.
be laughing at us. And I was like, I know. I said, but we always talk about how McClurg would like see things, and like she would tell us things. Like she'd be like, well, this is da 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 da, and this is what's going on, because McClurg watched everybody. Like she went and watched in bushes. She went everywhere. And I didn't, because I'm not paying attention during the day. And Hear Her didn't, just because she didn't.
Yeah.
But McClurg, she was everywhere. And she was like, oh, this is gonna happen, they're gonna blah 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 blah. And we would be like, girl, you need to put that weed down. And Teddy,
Mhm.
don't you know, usually it would happen within 2 weeks to a month. Almost everything that she ever told us that we told her she was crazy about, she was right.
Oh, wow.
Clark was right. And
Mm.
so we always joke about that, because we would be like, girl, you are out of your mind. You need to put that weed down. And then Hero would come around and it would be true. And I mean, even Pam, me and Pam have talked about that too, since
Really?
past, about how we would be like, girl, you are crazy. And then it would be true. And I was like, maybe we all need to smoke more weed, because McClurg was clairvoyant.
Do you think once the label Under the Stairs kind of you know, it kind of backfired in a way. It made in my mind, it seemed to make people more closed.
It did well, and it did really. And the funny thing is, they're like, there's people in the basement, and so we're like, sweetie, I mean, so you want us to be the misfits? Okay. So then we did a whole story about how the basement flooded, so we had to close it for remodeling. And then we remodeled it. Then they said that we were all crazy and that we wore tinfoil hats. So every night, Vicky would be our Nurse Vicky would hand out everybody's crazy meds, and then I would tend bar. And people would just come in there. We'd have a ball. I
Mhm.
mean, it backfired, because they wanted it to be like, oh, look at them, they're just trashing the basement. And we'd be like, well, we remodeled the basement, honey, and it's a really fun club. So I mean, and then whenever the intro was made for Hear Her, um, it was like probably the coolest intro that anybody's had.
It was.
So it made the basement look remodeled and glamorous, and kind of poked fun at um Val and the robot, and other people and stuff. And
Right.
it was just good. And I think that a lot of people were drawn to Hear Her's personality, because you pretty much always knew where you stood with her. Because if she was pissed off at you, she was going to tell you, look, I'm pissed off at you. And if she wasn't, then you'd know that you were good.
Hmm.
And plus, she is very funny. Like, she's a very funny person.
Mhm.
And she's also very, like, she wears her heart on her sleeve, so she's
Yes.
emotional. And
Yeah.
so if whenever she gets mad and she gets riled up, I mean, there would
Mm.
be times whenever I would have to like call her and be like, girl, you have got to calm down. You can't let these people do this to you. Like,
Right.
and I mean, I understand, because I went through some things too. She went through worse than what I went through. But that'll be her story to tell if she decides to tell it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But she went through worse than what I went through. But what I went through wasn't no walk in the park. So I understand like why she felt the way that she felt.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's my girl. I still love her. That's gonna be my friend till the end. Uh,
Ride or die.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be good.
Mhm. Well, the next time you talk to her, you let her know. We ask about her, and yeah, hope that she's doing good. Whatever she's doing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think,
Yeah.
she's kind of enjoying the peace, and you know, I don't know. I mean, I would never say never because I wouldn't speak for her. I mean, I always tell her, I really like it if you would come back. And she'd be like, yeah, I know, you know, or she'll be like, Jennifer, if you know how she says my name,
Yes.
Jennifer. And so with her little accent,
Mhm.
Jennifer. And so, yeah.
Yeah,
But
she can make a cameo appearance. Um,
oh, honey, that would set the streets on fire.
it would.
That would have somebody over there just fuming.
It would. Well, it's nice that you, can reflect on that and share that. But there would be like at least one or two questions.
Yeah. I mean, and she might answer and she might not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Because she actually got she got a few things right.
oh yeah. I mean, of course, none of us had everything right because there was so much and we were just trying to sort it all out. But then there was a lot of things that we were right about, and there are still probably going to be some more things that come out that we were right,
Yes.
you know. And at that time, we'll be like, hey, you know, this is what we've been saying for years, you know.
Right.
But nothing's easy, and it's unfortunately, it can affect people's real life in a number of different ways.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. It was
I
really
mean,
abusive. Yeah.
you've had it very bad. You've had it, really bad what they've done to you.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, there's only so much that you can take. I mean, I have to take breaks. I have to
Mhm.
leave it alone for a while and then come back to it sometimes. Which they don't really, come after me anymore, thank goodness. But um but they don't like me, but I don't care.
Yeah.
But they, said horrible things about me and then, paid little, minions who need drug money,
Mhm.
throwing them a few dollars to do the same thing. And, none of these people are gonna be absolved from having to pay for their crimes. So, you know, I hope that they're ready.
Yeah, it'll be a relief when if we ever get to that point where feel like vindication.
Yeah.
And, and I'm sure, for those who got it right, maybe they didn't always do everything correctly, but
I mean, none of us did because none of us, like, we were all new to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't come on this app like knowing that this type of stuff happened. And I mean, the one thing that I found is that, yes, what happens over here is horrible, but this isn't the only place that it happens. It happens in sector after sector after
mm,
sector on YouTube, that these type of things happen, and YouTube allows it to go on.
it's it's really just unimaginable on some level
Yeah,
that
I mean,
it is allowed to go on.
I mean, the things that have been done to you, if those things were done to somebody else, that could really lead somebody to serious self-harm. It
Yes.
could, I mean, it could lead to a lot of really, really bad things. And it's just they really need to do something about it on this app. They need to do something.
They really do. They really do.
I mean, even there was like a mommy sector, and then the trad wife sector, who were supposed to be like, they're like white
Mm,
Christian women. Oh my gosh, they are the
tell us
worst.
about that.
Oh, honey, you wouldn't believe the things that they say about each other, accuse them of cheating on their husbands and having STDs. And I mean,
Christian women?
yes, these are women who say that they are traditional wives and they are stay-at-home mothers who care for their children. They believe in God and they believe that they should submit to their husband because that is their faith. And that's what they say. And then they are buck wild.
Ooh.
They threaten each other. Um, um, one of them, one that I know of, I can't remember what their names was, but one of them actually
Mm.
went to another one's church because they lived like in the same area because she thought that she was having an affair with her
Oh,
husband and went to the woman's church during church. I mean, these people are nuts.
wow. That's wild.
I mean, it is crazy. And MJE said the church sectors are the worst. I am telling you, there are crazy people everywhere. Like the mommy sector was supposed to be for like mothers to like share tips and do videos about like new mothers and da 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 da. Oh, honey, they went buck wild too because once people get a little bit of fame, then they want more and more and more, and then they
Mm.
start making money from it, and then that becomes their income. There was actually a documentary about a woman who uh she ended up, I think, going to prison. I don't know.
A YouTuber?
Yes, she was a YouTuber, and she was like a Christian woman, and she blogged her family's life and everything, and or somebody got murdered.
Mm.
Oh, sorry. Somebody got unalived. But yeah, oh my gosh, I'll have to find the name of the documentary and send it to you. Why do I want to say that her name was something was
Well,
Rose?
I guess there's all, it's very interesting. I guess if we think this sector is something, there's others, is what you're saying. That could be equally. Wow. And MJ says, oh, yeah, the foster mom nightmare, too.
Yeah, this one she ended up like somehow getting involved with this other woman who kind of like basically took stuff over. Her and her husband ended up breaking up, and this is all true, like this happened, and it's in a documentary that was on Hulu. Um
But it sounds like a story. I mean, it sounds like fiction, but it's just real, huh?
yeah, and she ended up they what ended up happening was that her and this woman were basically they had her two youngest children in a house with them, and they were starving them and locking them in closets and stuff, but she was on her YouTube channel was portraying herself to be this great mom who did everything for her kids. Yes, MJE, they found the kids locked in the closet whenever the police finally got in there. Yeah.
Mm. I was looking at a true story, too, a crime story, where this guy had locked up, someone in his shed. It's what's wrong with these people?
I know. Yeah. What Abiza just said about, well, that comment, yeah, about another sector. Well, number one, I mean, personally, I think that Scientologists are all crazy. So, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I think that's a whole other problem, cult, grift, religion type thing. So, I mean, there are a lot. If you ever watched like um, all of the stories of the survivors of Scientology, whenever Leah Remini had her show, um,
No, I haven't.
after she left Scientology, it is wild. But yeah, it's a big cult.
Yeah, I guess we should say trigger warning. There you go.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So
Well, thank you for sharing.
yeah, but yeah, maybe our girl will come make an appearance at some time. We don't know. She just better let me know that she's coming so I can be around. In case anybody
Hmm.
try anything with her, I'm gonna be here to back her up. So
Yes, the way that people are being struck, and I've been struck a couple of times here in this last 30 days, or at least um, it's as if I played any of her videos, if it had something in there, I just would have to be careful. But
I mean,
even if it
I'm
didn't,
pretty sure that she does not mind you using any of her videos.
No, I
But
don't
if she,
mean
but if they,
her,
yeah,
but
but if
maybe
there's something
something
in there
she
where
was
she's,
talking about.
yeah, she was playing somebody else's audio. Yeah, because she didn't really play their videos, but she would play the
She
audio.
really didn't.
Yeah.
I think what I'm saying, if I were to play any of her videos where she was telling the truth, I mean, because we could look back at it, it might just, you know,
Yeah, they would strike you for it.
mhm,
Yeah. Because they don't want anybody to know the truth about them. They don't want anybody to know about what they said back then versus what they said now, because it will prove that they are liars.
I mean, they really don't want anything.
And they
I
all
mean,
use the same. It's almost like if you have, like, if you look at like politicians, politicians, they have a message, like, the Republicans all have the same message, so, and Democrats have the same message, so they'll go on different news channels, but they all say the same thing. You know what I mean? And
talking points.
yeah, and that's what they do as well. They get their little people to go around and say the same things, even if it's a lie.
Hmm.
They still put it out there as if it's the truth. And because these people are hearing it in so many different places, they assume that it's the truth. And most people have not been here since the beginning of all of this, like us. And most of the people who were here back then are already gone. So it's very few of us that have been around the whole time that actually know, like, what has happened and why we believe the things that we believe and how we connect the dots that we have connected. And it's a very small group of us. So, I mean, other people, newer people that come in, it's great that there are some people who are actually willing to, like, take the time and listen and learn. And I know that I appreciate that. Um, but then there are some people who are like, oh, well, I just want to get to the point. Well, I mean, you can't really, like, combine. It's going on 5 years in a few months. You can't
Yes, it is.
combine 5 years of stuff into like a 30-minute video. You just can't.
It's you just can't. It's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I haven't watched, no, like the last couple of days. I know there's some videos out there, but people keep getting struck, and so I don't know what I've
I
missed
honestly have not hardly watched anything this weekend. The weekends I like
either.
to have my basketball. And so I watched a couple games yesterday, a couple games today. I've been doing stuff around my house and taking care of the pup. And, it's freezing cold outside here.
Yes. Mhm.
And it's snowing again now. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm ready for spring. Can we get this over with?
Yes, I know. I
And
know.
I mean, I don't like really, really super hot summers, but I like spring and I like fall. And this is just, oh my gosh, this is just crazy. I mean, it this winter, it just seems like it's just been extra cold.
Mm. All right. Well, I see a few more people that just popped in. Good evening. Shook Vanilla says people watching this movie with some popcorn have to watch it from the beginning or else they will be lost to the truth.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean, there are people who maybe we knew them as another name before. Maybe they're just people who stay in the bushes, because there are a lot of people who have just always been in the bushes. And because they see what happens to people who are just like me, like subscribers or other subscribers, see
Hmm.
what happens to them, they're afraid to ever come out of the bushes. You know, I'm just not somebody who I can't keep my mouth shut like that. Like if I see something that's like really harmful to someone, then I'm going to say something about it.
Well, it is because subscribers have been, targeted
Oh, yeah.
for watching, for comments.
And I mean, I don't even think that they knew. Like, I mean, there are certain scams that they were running to get subscribers' personal information. They would sell merch, and then the subscribers would give them all of their personal information. And so
Mm-hmm.
then whenever they saw people being threatened, they were like, "Oh my gosh, if I go against them now, they know where I live." You know, I mean, they're very good with these tactics. Like, I mean, you know, they know how to grab IP addresses, they know how to do all this, all that, and you know, people get scared, and it's understandable.
It is. It is. Again, I was going through some old emails and some posts, and looking back at that now, people were freely saying they could get IP addresses
Mhm.
and information. I didn't pay any attention to that.
Yeah, I never really paid attention to it because I really didn't care until I got threatened, and it was like, well, Little Miss Sunshine said, "Jennifer, your gay ass can be found too." I was like, "Oh, so you're in on that too, are you, ma'am?"
Mm, it's just very interesting.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
So,
Yeah.
but anyway, I'm gonna
Yeah.
jump down off of
All
here. I
right.
need to
Yeah,
get
and
him
it's
ready
almost
for
10
bed.
o'clock. You made our broadcast. Yeah, more interesting
All
for
right.
tonight. Yeah. Tell her to stop by to come out of the bush this one time. That
Okay.
you'll be here with her.
I will tell her that if she's around
Okay.
to come by.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer.
All right.
Enjoy
Bye.
your Sunday night.
Bye.
Bye. Wow. It's just nice to just stop, have a conversation, say hello to someone, and if you are missed as well. Thanks for saying good show. All right. And don't forget to hit the like button. Let's find out who are the big winners tonight on the Grammys. Lady Gaga wins 2026 Best Pop Vocal Album. Let's see who else has won. Jeff Goldblum and Lainey Wilson present Best Contemporary Country Album to Jelly Roll for Beautifully Broken. Okay. Bad Bunny wins another Grammy for Best Musica Urban Album. Or no, Urbana Album. Now, I'm just not that familiar with Bad Bunny. All right. Let's see. Some of these outfits, they do a little um they do a little bit more creativity, I think. At the Grammys, they can be a little bit more, it's not like the Academy so much. I want to say is, just more individual. But the outfits are nice. I'm looking at them. Well, this one. Okay. Who else? Sabrina Carpenter commands the stage with sultry man-child performance. So I've just missed it. Yeah. It's going to take us up to almost to 10 o'clock. Let me take a look at the emails and I will be right back. Let's see if I can get it on. Now, if I play it, wait a minute. I have to know which one. Is his music clean? Let me see. Top songs for Bad Bunny. Again, I don't even know which one. Um, what is this DTMF? Yeah, put one in the chat. Pick us a song. And yes, check out Unwind with Teddy's community wall for any updates and changes to my schedule. Oh, Jennifer says, I can't wait for Bad Bunny halftime show next week. That's right, Super Bowl is next Sunday. Speaking of, let's see, Scientology, fair use commentary. That's true. Juju says always seems to get the not so clean version. I don't know. That's why it's like help me pick this one because I've never played anything from Bad Bunny. Yeah. I mean, like where did he come from? I know. Vicky says I never heard of Bad Bunny. It's like that's just I should know that, right? At least the artist, because I do play, different music. Yeah, show all. Let's see. Did you say is he Latino? Did someone say that? Okay, someone is checking. All right, I'll come back to that. Wait a minute. The volume isn't up. All right. You know what? I saw this song. How do you say EOO? You? Let's see. At least I can hear his voice. Here we go with EO. Is that how you say it? That's what won the Grammy for him. Okay. Time to say good night. I don't know what he's saying. Thank you and good night. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the Grizzlies and the Honey Bears. Please hit the like on your way out and join me sometime tomorrow. But that's going to do it for me. It's 10:03. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.